It is round sphere and empty space that pushes on the celestial universe and causes an axis. We can break it down and then represent it schematically or descriptively, depending on your needs. Concept breakdown. 1. Round sphere and empty space represents a core source, possibly a force center, a mass singularity, or an energy core. Positioned in void, no surrounding mass or matter-idealized vacuum. 2. Pushing on the celestial universe implies it exerts a force outward, possibly generating expansion, curvature, or directional flow. Could symbolize a source of cosmic anisotropy or directed spacetime deformation. 3. Causing an axis. The push generates directionality, resulting in a cosmic axis. Possibly refers to phenomena like the axis of evil in CMB data or a theoretical preferred direction in the universe. Visual description. Imagine a perfect sphere suspended in dark void. From this sphere, ripples or directional flows emerge, distorting the surrounding fabric of empty space. These distortions align matter, creating an axial effect like the universe develops a spine or pole. The far celestial sphere, stars, galaxies, etc. seems to orient or drift around this axis. The quantum physics or C theory, or a more technical description involving field equations or metaphysical implications.
Let's talk about Albert Einstein. He was a German scientist, immigrated to United States in 1906. Here he developed a new gravity theory that describes gravity in space. Einstein thought space and time were intertwined in an infinite fabric, like an outstretched blanket. A massive object such as the sun bends the spacetime blanket with its gravity, such that light no longer travels in a straight line as it passes by the sun. Yet, no one has as yet defined what gravity is. Earth gravity is a force measuring 9.8 meters per second. Einstein thought space and time were intertwined in an infinite fabric, like an outstretched blanket. A massive object such as the sun bends the spacetime blanket with its gravity, such that light no longer travels in a straight line as it passes by the sun. Yet, as a mass gravitation accordingly distorts space by an energy force is still unexplained. As a fabric with zero energy creating no resistance at any time. As such, mass is defined as energy, not mass. Mass having weight. Curvature, of course, has to do with the impressioning if a weight due to axis and orbital speed. Reality of a fabric must be defined as a solid type substance, still not defined. Space as vacuum gives rise to absorption to what means or destiny. Spacetime is not a description of substance but an indicator of time in its place, passive to a separate meaning. The zero vacuum can be defined as a mediator to absorption of passive possibly energies. With no impression for a scale, the scale reads zero towards positivity. Yet, allows no disquisition to negativity, yet virtual particles pop in and out of the space field matter. Alpha-beta waves particles exist in pairs with negative energy densities. The same with light has a counterpart if black energy. A subject only made by opposite scientific reasoning. But the vacuum in space absorbs positively charged energy in a passive dark space elements, which leads to speculation of its opposite pair. Negative energy. A zero-point grid which negative scale may be dark energy or invisible negatively charged by surrounding positive planetary matter. The stars, planets, and the galaxies. In quantum physics, the dark space field leads hypothesis towards some sort of negative field to balance a negative grid of space and resistance between galactica planetary positive energy. A balance on physics that allows a connection to space expanse. Relativity assumes a massive sun with no weight in his curvature theory, where light looks like it might be bending when it's confronted by a straightforward reflection of light. That midfield the object spreads in a circular perimeter around the object not bending light, and Einstein asserts the bending of space also. The Hubble anomaly manifests as a cosmic push force, expanding space not through pull but pressure and outward propagation that exceeds the energy density of light. This repulsive pressure acts upon the vacuum of space as a negative force phenomenon, not in opposition to energy but as its counterbalance. In doing so, it raises the negative potential of space toward a neutral equilibrium striving to meet zero. This cosmic push is not chaotic but purposeful. It helps balance the interplay of gravitation, inertia, and quantum tension elements woven into the universe's elegant design. The push force may be seen as space's inherent will to expand, balancing the energetic scaffolding from which matter and light emerge.